So I have an idea that I think you're really gonna like. Everyone and their mother has the same questions about saunas and infrared sauna preheat times and does it have to be to a certain temperature and all this stuff. And I get so many questions because people say, well, you know, so-and-so said this, or so-and-so said if it matters if it's full spectrum, and so-and-so said it matters if it's, you know, 100 and whatever degrees. So let's not do any of that. Let's just try it and see what happens. I'm not gonna tell you what I think. I'm not gonna tell you what I think about what someone else thinks. I'm just gonna show you a couple things. So before we get started, let's make this legitimate, right? So this house is about, I don't know if that's backwards for you guys, but it's about 70 degrees right now. Let's see. And let's go in here. What we're gonna do, I think you guys are gonna like this a lot. Bear with me for just a second. Let's turn this sauna on. And what I'm gonna do, oops, let's fix this. It's only on 20 minutes. Let's set it to its max time. It's at 71 degrees, so the sauna is completely cold. It's not like I turned it on for an hour and then unplugged it and then reset it, or trying some weird stuff like that, like some of the people do. Let's turn it up to its max temperature. So it's around it's set on 150. Doesn't mean that it is 150, it means that it's 71. We got 60 minutes on the clock. The sauna's not preheated at all. Here's what we're gonna do. Let me take this, sorry, I was shooting some videos and stuff in here, and a lot of people say, you know, why don't you have everyone comments and says, where do I find out about this? And blah, blah, blah. And you never tell us da-da-da-da. So I thought it was enough that I wear this shirt. You know, it says Certified Saunas right on my shirt. Everyone comments on these videos and says, tell us where to find. I'm like, are you serious? If you go to the web address on my shirt, it will show you every single video that's about that. But anyway, I'm doing this cold. Let's grab a couple of things. This is probably gonna be a long video, so if that's not for you, just fast forward. It's probably gonna be, actually I need another sauna towel. So I've got a towel for the feet, but I need a towel to sit on. And I also need a towel to wipe my face with. I like to do those separately. So a lot of people have kind of asked for this too. They're like, how come you never show what you do for yourself? So you get a little glimpse of that. Let me also run downstairs really quick. I'll take you guys with me. Put those towels in there. So we're 1 minute down, no change in temp. So I'm gonna get in here. We're not gonna let the sauna preheat at all. And this will answer a lot of people's questions. It'll also be an interesting, like, real life look into, this isn't how I usually do my sauna sessions. Usually I'll preheat to about 100 and, I don't know, 15 or 20 degrees. Man, that's bright. I need to change that. But let me make a little bit of water. Maybe put a little, I don't know if I'm feeling like electrolytes today or not. Let me set you guys down for a second and just give me a minute. Get some. I like ice. You guys probably can't. I like ice my sauna water if I'm doing a long session. It helps to keep me cool longer. This isn't optimal. I don't usually use a small mason jar. This is just kind of impromptu. It's whatever I had out. Put a little electrolytes solution in there. I don't really need it. I'm pretty well hydrated right now. But this is what I would typically do for sauna session. Sometimes no electrolytes, sometimes electrolytes, depends. Right now I'm still trying to slim down the rest of my weight from what I gained from being with the grandfather in Maine all winter. And I was just, you know, too many days 15 below zero, or too many happy hours with him. How do you tell a 96-year-old man that wants to have a beer at 3:30 in the afternoon? No, you can't. You just go along with it, cherish the time, and you know, deal with the consequences later. The consequences are this. Let's see, I'm not gonna take anything else in there today. We'll just do this. So I've got my water. Let me adjust this back down so you can see me. And I do like a lot of times I won't do ice, but I do like a little ice. And if I don't like drinking a lot that day in the sauna, I can grab a piece of ice and just kind of, I don't know. Some people say you shouldn't do that. Some people say you should. Just do what your body tells you to do. It's not that hard. All right, so I don't have anything to particularly, oh, here's the update. So it's been 4 minutes. We've gone up 1 degree. Now that's not accurate. People will say, oh, you know, it's not moving, but it's 70 degrees in here. I'm doing this on purpose. I don't want it to be too easy of a little test. And so let me get this off. We're not gonna stop the recording, so this might be a bit shaky for a second. Let me get set up here. I don't usually use this handheld thingamabob. For those of you wondering, I am gonna take my shirt off, but I will keep my shorts on for this particular one, in case we end up moving around or doing this or doing that. It would be nice if I had the, whatchamacallit, mount. Also today, I'm in the corner sauna. So actually, if you really want to see how I set the sauna up, I should show you. So there is a towel on the floor, right, for my feet, so I don't have to really mop up the floor. Typically, I have shorts on, so typically I will have a towel on the, actually I can't show you that. Let me put the towel down and I'll show you what it looks like. This is pretty difficult. I think some of you, or you, maybe specifically. So every single sauna session, I sit on a towel. So I never sit on the wood. I don't want to have to clean the sauna, you know, too often, and it just keeps sweat and other stuff that can be on your skin from seeping into the wood grain. I just don't like that. It's not that I'm paranoid about it. It's just I like to keep it, you know, pretty clean. And I've got a face towel that's completely separate, because if you use any of the other towels that you use on the rest of your body and then you wipe your face, it gets a little weird. So it's been a long time since I've done this. I'm not really expecting much to happen. What most people don't understand is they think that an infrared sauna is building heat or building temperature. That's why everyone's kind of, and by the way, I'm totally dry. I haven't done any workouts. I was intentionally relaxing on the couch for the last hour and a half. What I'm saying is my body is completely cold. One of the ways that you can sweat a lot easier or make, you know, I don't know, whatever type of content that some of these people say is to do a workout right before you get in the sauna, and you're already sweating profusely. So you getting in the sauna is like, you know, you just river sweat right away. It's a lot different when the sauna is totally cold, your body's not preheated, and there's no preheat time on the clock. And so most people, what they're thinking is that, oh, saunas have to preheat like a traditional sauna in order to build temperature, in order to build enough heat, in order to give you the sauna experience. But that's not really the case. I don't know what's going to happen today because I haven't done this in a long time, but I want you guys to see what happens. I don't want you to see my opinion. I don't want you to get wrapped up in some one particular sauna company's, you know, blah, blah, blah. This isn't about any one particular sauna. I'm probably in the worst example possible today. I'm in a corner sauna. It's notorious that a corner sauna is the most comfortable sauna on the market because there's a 90-degree bench that I'm taking advantage of in the back, and there's a 45-degree angle that the door and the glass is mounted on in the front. What that means is it feels very open. It feels very spacious. I've got room to put stuff over here. I've got towels over here. I've got my water here. There's more than one cup holder, blah, blah, blah. We could have 2 people in here and it's super comfy. I can sit in here by myself and I can, you know, put my leg up and it's really comfortable. You can't do that on a single plane bench, on a 2-person sauna. The downside to that, and I've talked about this in all the videos, but I kind of want to do this in one shot. This video will not be edited because we're doing it for time. And true to form, you know, I want to continue. The reason that I'm wearing shorts and stuff, even though I don't usually show my lower half, is so that if I accidentally get a reflection in the window or something like that, we want to keep things, you know, PG for YouTube and for families or for parents that, you know, maybe if you're watching this and your kids happen to watch in the room, we don't want any tomfoolery or anything like that. So, but true to form, I want to keep you updated the whole way. It's been 9 minutes. Sauna was completely cold. We're at 94. This doesn't really mean anything, by the way. And that's what I want to show you guys, because the temperature inside the saunas, number one, and there's some sauna companies that probably aren't going to like me saying this, but it's the truth. They're not accurate, right? There's a little temperature sensor in the roof, and it's computer controlled with the little circuit board, and you have a display on the thing. Come on. There's variance there. Maybe it's 99 degrees right now. Maybe it's not, you know? And how accurate is that? Is there a 2% or a 16% discrepancy in the accuracy, right? Like, let's just be straight up about this stuff. It's not going to change that much from sauna to sauna. Like, everyone thinks it's the brand. A lot of times it's the heater layout, it's the heater coverage. And the corner sauna that I'm in right now is kind of one of the worst examples for this, because I'm not really wrapped at least on 3 sides, if not 4. I mean, there's frontal infrared in this sauna, but you get 2 giant panels behind you. Then you have this open wall of glass and windows and stuff across the front. That's not ideal. If you really wanted to sell somebody on the idea of infrared power, or how hot or how fast an infrared sauna, you know, could heat you up, this is not the model to do it in. The reason that I'm picking this one and not one of the ones over there, because there's more saunas in this room other than this one, is because I want you to see, in a worst case scenario, the house is 70 degrees. We're in a corner sauna that doesn't have as controlled of a far infrared layout as far, you know, there's not as much far infrared saturation in a corner sauna. There just isn't. There's no way to get as many heaters on the 45 degree wall, but it looks better in the room. It's the most beautiful looking design that you can buy. It is the most comfortable thing to sit in, other than a sauna that has 2 benches across from each other, because you can put your feet up on that too. And as far as power, it's not utilizing the power as efficiently as a rectangular sauna that's just a square box or a rectangle, right? Because in that, you've got a big heater across the back wall, you've got big heaters on the side walls, and those are usually pretty close to you. And you got some sort of frontal infrared too. So it wraps you a little bit more. I feel like a broken record saying this. Hopefully, if this is your first time seeing my videos, you won't feel like a broken record hearing it or feel like I'm a broken record listening to it. But it just gets so many questions. I've got to keep it all condensed into one video. So we're at 13 minutes now. The sauna has been on, it says 12 minutes. It says it's 101 degrees. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I'm going to build a slight sweat on my forehead right now. So the sauna is not preheated at all. I'm not really sweating. I'm just telling you that I'm about to begin to perspire. I know my body. I know these saunas extremely, extremely well. And I know what it takes for, as far as power requirements, for somebody to get a good sweat. Now, what you're going to find really, really, really quickly is that I'm going to sweat, and the sauna is what you would consider not really up to temperature. I'm in a Radiant Health, I think it's E3CH or EC3H, something like that. It's the 15 amp Radiant Health Corner Sauna. You can see the reviews for that and all my other videos on these at CertifiedSaunas.com for more. But these videos, or this series, is not about any one sauna. It's not about comparing sauna brands. It's not about bashing any particular company or recommendation or someone's viewpoint, because everyone has a different viewpoint. And it's so confusing out there that I'm just tired of it. And who's suffering? The people that are ill, the people who have health troubles like I did. That's how I got into this, if you don't already know. And those people are delaying getting this particular therapy, because this is heat therapy and it's very good for you. in a ton of different ways. I'm not going to list any medical benefits because I'm not a doctor, but you can do some easy research, some Google searches. You can even look on YouTube and see all the benefits that people are getting from infrared saunas. And really, I'm just kind of, waiting to build a little bit of heat right this second. I can feel it on my shoulders. I'm not actually sweating. It's just continuing to build. We're at 106 degrees. Generally, this happens quicker, right? So like I said in the beginning, I set this up, not really intentionally, but intentionally as a worst case scenario. Most people's homes, unless they live up north in an unheated space, are not 70 degrees. Most people are cold at 70, even though I love 70. The majority of people do not keep their house at 70 unless they live in the north and they wear, sweatshirts and clothing and things like that. So I am beginning, we're at the 15-minute mark. I don't know how many minutes that I've actually been in the sauna. You guys would know better than I have because I went downstairs and got the water and got the towels and blah, blah, blah. I feel a sweat on my back. I'm not going to stand up, but I am going to show you the control panel. So it's been 14 minutes. We're at 106 degrees. I'm about to start sweating. I know my body extremely well. I know these heaters and all these saunas very, very well. And what is about to take place is what I have been trying to describe. And I can scoot back too, right? Like if I wanted to make this even happen faster, I would sit closer to the heaters. I would try and, saturate my body in as much far infrared as possible. But I don't want to dupe you guys. I don't want you guys to think any particular product is better than it is. I don't want you guys to think that, you have to buy this sauna brand because Matt says, it's the best, or he likes it, or he uses it, or whatever. What I'm trying to tell you guys, or what I'm trying to do in this video, is illustrate, because there's so much controversy, is to simplify and illustrate, because people need saunas in their life. There are people that I talk to that email or they call or whatever, and they're having health troubles that saunas can alleviate. I personally experienced a lot of health benefits from using these things. When I had, the whole amalgam debacle and all that stuff, in my opinion, doing the sauna therapy is way better than chelation. And I was scared of chelation, still am, because there's so many people that have had their organs screwed up by doing it improperly, or detox pathways being impaired, or, doing all this stuff. When if you just go back to the basics, you sauna, you take a binder. Most of us have leaky gut or some type of gut issue that's not handled. And unless you see a practitioner that's doing gut tests on you regularly, how would you even know? Unless you were educated about that or had personal experience, you won't. So rather than, take ALA or get a DMPS injection or do a Mercury challenge test or, try to chelate aluminum or do all these things, because I have come into contact with so many people doing this. I mean, we have people that have had heavy metal poisoning from being a welder. We've got people that are dental hygienists that are off the rocker, and they have no idea that they've been standing over a dentist who's been grinding mercury vapor particles flying up in their faces for 25 years because they were assisting the dentist, and they don't know what's wrong with them. This isn't about any one particular situation. It's just, if you go back to the basics, understand how an infrared sauna works, or if you want a traditional sauna, I don't even care at this point. Buy whatever sauna is right for you, right? If you want it super hot, then get it super hot. That works too. What I'm here to provide, though, is just clarification, demonstration, and kind of like not backing up, but substantiating, or just giving you a seat of the pants, real world feel to what happens and what we're talking about in the Q&A videos that I do every single week. Because I got some feedback. I didn't really like it, but I think it's good, and I think it's constructive. To me, it came across as some of the people out there are being lazy. Like they want me to spoon feed them information, or they want to be spoon fed. And I don't have patience for that. Like, do you know how hard I worked to even learn about this stuff, to do it for myself? And I put together so many videos and resources, and I do Q&As all the time. Some of them are private, some of them are public, a lot of them are on YouTube, a lot of them aren't on YouTube. But people people are like get in analysis paralysis mode, and then they don't do anything. So for the folks that are really just bogged down and don't know what to do, I want these videos to serve as kind of like, this is what I wish someone would have showed me back when I was in the position that they're in. And you're researching, you know, every sauna company that you come into contact with says that their sauna is the best. And if you don't have this supercalifragilistic, you know, carbon nano, blah, blah, blah heater that has greater emissivity and, you know, more 99% effective or whatever they say these days. Or this one over here is going to say, oh, you have to have a full spectrum sauna because we'll have far infrared in the back. We'll have a near infrared, you know, LED array behind the grill. Then we're going to have mid infrared over here and blah, you know, blah, 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 blah. Be sweating. If you like infrared or you think it's for you or you've watched any of my other videos, I prefer it. But if you want to go traditional, go traditional. It doesn't matter. Utilize heat therapy. Look into the binders. Go on YouTube, type in sauna detox binders, see my other videos. We talk about why those are useful, why most people need them, why people usually feel sicker when they use an infrared sauna, a traditional sauna. It doesn't matter what it is. It's the stirring up. It's the lymphatic system. It's the, you know, all this stuff. There's people that are far smarter than I that can tell you about making easy water. And they can tell you about all this other stuff that I never talk about because I'm not an expert in that subject. I like to learn about it. I'm pretty fluent in it, but I don't talk to people about it because I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy that had so much freaking, you know, I want to use other words, but I said we'd keep this PG and I meant it. I had so much trouble finding, not you know what it is? Not just finding a sauna that I, you know, thought was the best choice for me. Believing in the product that I was ordering before I swiped my credit card for $3,500 or whatever the sauna was, you know, that I bought in the beginning. And believing that the damn thing would help me. And not second guessing myself because I didn't have the full spectrum or I didn't have, you know, oh, now near infrared penetrates deeper and blah, you know. You can tell right now, this stuff gets me so fired up. The reason that it gets me so fired up is because I was that guy. I was the guy that was like, I've got so much brain fog and anxiety and chronic fatigue. I'm on the couch. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it through this type of shit. I'm going to have to edit that out. This is me, guys. This is raw. This is my personality. The reason that the profanity and the intensity and all this stuff comes out is because I lived this. I went through this stuff. I'm not just talking about this with other people, right? I feed off of other people's interactions and the benefits that they get out of all of this stuff. I do. And it makes me feel really good. I mean, that's one of the reasons to do it. Everyone thinks that you make a ton of money selling saunas, but for some people, a ton of money is different than someone else's ton of money, right? So usually the people that are taking the phone calls, the people that are actually selling saunas day to day, they really don't make that much money, right? It would be a waste of time for me to ever do that again. It was kind of just like, you know, a learning experience. It was a way to connect with people. I found it very satisfying, very gratifying, but it's not a business that I want to be in. It's not a job or an occupation that I want to do. Anyway, long story short, that's what it is. It just occurred to me. I had a light bulb moment today here doing, and if you don't know, I'm almost river sweating now, by the way, and we're 23 minutes in. The sauna is totally cold. We are, I guess the sauna has been on for what, 22 minutes. We're at 119 degrees. We're in a corner sauna. It's 70 degrees in this place. This is not optimal. You can do this in almost half the time, right? Almost half the time. Even though, let me tell you something. Even though people will say everything about every type of sauna. Let's pick this sauna apart right now, right? You guys know I like these. I think they're the best value on the planet. The build quality, the customer service, the actual sales service when you call in. No one's trying to upsell you for a bunch of BS that you don't need. The sales staff is super nice. All this goes into the decision on recommending this, because if you ever call a company that puts you into a CRM and then has their sales staff or their call center call you every day until you buy a dang sauna, you'll understand, or you would understand, how important this stuff is into the whole experience. Or how important it is that you buy a sauna from a company. Like, everyone's worried about, oh, such and such company offers a lifetime warranty, or oh, such and such company has a warranty for X amount of years. Do you guys know how much more important it is than what the paperwork says? That you buy a sauna from a company whose owner, like who it actually matters to the owner, that every single customer gets their sauna on time, that isn't badgered by the sales staff, that is taken care of if they need something, if there's a problem. Because guys, let's not hide this. Sometimes there's problems. Sometimes the shipping company dropped the containers or something, right? Sometimes there's stuff that's, these things happen. There's nothing that you can do about it. There are companies out there that, try to smooth that over, but the reality is, what you really want is you want to buy goods from a company whose owner, they actually care about the integrity of that entire process. Because let me tell you something, when that's the case, it doesn't matter what the paperwork says. If you need a part, if something is broken, something's not right, didn't live up to your expectations, they are going to fix it for you or just take care of it. They're not going to ask you to do anything. The stuff's just going to show up at your house. They'll get on the phone with you personally. Do you understand? And so let's pick this sauna apart like the industry does. And now that I am sweating, if you guys can't figure that out yet, the lighting in here doesn't really show, but I think when I pick up my arms, you can see that I'm not a shiny individual normally, but I definitely am right now. So I don't know. I'm like completely sweating down my back, 100%. And if we had just let this sauna preheat for, 5 or 10 minutes, if we had taken a little extra time getting some water or whatever, even though sometimes I preheat it longer than that, this happens even faster. If you're in a rectangular sauna, even faster. If you're, you know what I'm saying? If it's a little bit warmer in the environment, even faster. So that's why I wanted to front load this with, hey, this isn't optimal, because I want you guys to see what really happens. Don't show me, I'm putting myself in the mind of you. You're shopping for a sauna. You think you need all this stuff. So-and-so company says theirs is the best. Another company said, hey, theirs is crap. This one is the only one that does you any good. That's the line that I like right there, right? And so I don't want to do all of that. I want to say, hey, buy this sauna, buy some other brand, buy whatever. This is a corner infrared sauna unit. It's got above average heater placement, right? There's calf heaters, there's floor heaters, there's a bench heater. Most people don't know that. There is an actual bench, there is a heater underneath the towel. And there is a control for that right here. It's called bench top. You can turn it off or turn it on. It's on by default. So there's a heater underneath the seat. There's also a heater underneath the tile in the floor, which you can't see because I have covered up with the towel, so I don't have to clean anything up later. There's also frontal infrared. This particular heater has a giant glass door and windows on both sides. So a rectangular sauna is going to perform better than this. You'll sweat faster, quicker, blah, blah, blah. This is more comfortable. It looks better in the room. So anyway, let's, you could say that, let's do what the other sauna companies do. This sauna is only far infrared. It doesn't have near infrared or mid infrared. It doesn't have all three wavelengths. It's not a full spectrum sauna. So you're not going to get a complete, you're not going to get the full, the sweat experience. I'm trying to figure out what they say. You're not going to get a complete detox. You're not going to get the deepest penetration, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to sweat like crazy from head to toe. Are you sure about that? What else do they say? Oh, the child safety guard. This child safety guard to prevent children from sticking their hands in there and getting burned by the heaters is blocking the infrared. Yeah. The whatever, the blocking cloth or whatever they call it, the child safety guard, it's going to stop you from sweating. The heaters don't get as hot as competing brands. They've checked it with a thermal FLIR camera or whatever. You've seen my videos on that stuff. It all depends on how you set it up, by the way. And the surface temperature isn't as hot of these versus other ones. Blah, 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 right? Can't get a good sweat in these. Takes too long to heat up. The preheat time is longer. Blah, blah, blah. Should I keep going? So this is the kind of, I want to do a series like this. And the intention is just to get in here and chat. Like if you were a friend, I might try this live. I don't know if I can do it and let you guys ask questions, because that would be the best way. Like if there was actually a friend here asking questions, because I do that for people sometimes, or my friends have said, hey, can we come in and see what it's really like? Blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, you know, everyone talks about, it's all gimmicky sales stuff, right? Like you've got to buy this sauna because it has this feature and it's going to dramatically change your life or improve your sauna experience. Or there's the fear-based approach. You can't buy a sauna with child safety protection in it because it's going to block the infrared and you're not going to sweat as easily. Here we go. 124, 70 degrees inside, 29 minutes, not optimal. Corner sauna. Roof vent is open the entire time. Sauna's not closed up. Wasn't picky about it. You know, I could easily shave that time. If the idea here was to sell you this particular sauna and, you know, prove to you that this is the only sauna that could do you, you know, whatever, or make it seem like the best or blah, 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 I could shave this time down dramatically. I could make it get hotter in here in less time. I could make me sweat faster. That's not the point of this. I'm not trying to sell you any particular sauna today. You know, in some other videos when I do comparisons, you know, I push people to get something that's quality if you're comparing something that's not quality, because you may not know it at the time, but the one that's not quality, the reason that I push people is because I've had that before. Once you get in the house, you're going to be upset. I don't want you to be upset with me. Oh, that's good. So, I am completely river sweating. I don't know how to show you my back, but basically I am dripping onto the floor. I probably won't touch the camera gear too much more. I might put this little thing back on so that I don't mess it up. I don't know how long this will run for before the heat kind of times it out. Usually for my sauna sessions when I record in them, we've only got about 20 minutes, but that's with me preheating the sauna. This sauna wasn't preheated at all. It was dead cold. I mean, you guys saw the whole thing. This is a 30-minute video now, so I'm not really sure if most people are going to watch a 30-minute video on this. Generally, they won't. Generally, they kind of skip around and see which parts are for them or blah, blah, blah. But if this is you, if you're stuck and you're confused and you don't know what sauna to get and you don't know who to believe, you don't know that you can trust, you know, buying an infrared sauna over a traditional sauna, because let's face it, the reasons to get an infrared sauna for me are they're easier to install. I don't have to hire an electrician and there's no ventilation system required. And there is, stop with this nonsense, guys. Do you need cedar because it's more like mold resistant or whatever? No, the only moisture in an infrared sauna is what comes out of your body. As soon as you open the door, it dissipates. There's no steam. It's not like that. So all these upsells, you know, if you needed full spectrum to get a good detox, if you needed full spectrum to get a good sweat, if you needed full spectrum to get all the health benefits, do you think I would be sitting here satisfied with using this? Because it doesn't cost me any more money to jump into one of those, right? The majority of people, it's not worth the money, right? It's not worth an extra $2,000 to go from a far infrared sauna, which I'm in right now, to a full spectrum sauna. The benefit isn't there. And the people that are trying to borrow the research from NASA that was done on LED lights, right? And say that a near infrared LED array behind a grill, or a near infrared coarse halogen heater, or a near infrared, however it's implemented in whatever latest, greatest, you know, sauna brand. And like I said before, supercalifragilistic expialidocious, I don't know, super nanocarbon, blah, 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 greater emissivity, great, you know, all this stuff. Come on, get back to the basics. This is all you need. A standard far infrared sauna, a regular traditional sauna. You know, if you can afford a full spectrum sauna and you like the look of it because it is gadgety and they're generally more luxurious and all this stuff, they've got fancy lights and a curved bench and it's a little more comfy and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't matter to you whether you spend, you know, whatever on that, then fine, right? If you get something from the certified sauna list, you'll be able to see all the EMF testing videos by yours truly. A lot of the claims out there. I'm going to do a separate video on that because this is getting really long and this is just about the sweat with no preheat. People keep asking why I won't look at third-party EMF reports. And I keep saying it over and over, but no one's getting it. When a company does third-party EMF testing, they're testing a heater. They take a heater out of the sauna, send it to a lab, and say, oh, this point, this point, this point, this point on the heater. Well, there's not just one heater in the sauna. There's usually 8. And there's not just 8 heaters in the sauna, there's wires. And there's not just wires and 8 heaters in the sauna, there's a power supply under your butt. And there's not just 8 heaters, wires, a power supply under your butt. There is electronics, there are radios, sometimes there are additional power supplies over your head. There are wires in the walls that run to the control panels. There are wires in the walls that connect the lighting. Some of these saunas that have the big square LED lights in the top of them have a 50 milligauss magnetic field emanating from them. Some of them are AC, some of them are DC. We don't really worry too much about the DC ones because it's low voltage. It doesn't really matter that much. But here's the kicker. Almost every single one of those has such bad flicker that I can't film in them using those lights. I have to bring my own lights. What do you think that's doing to your eyes? It's just like staring at a computer screen it's just not, it's not good. And the reason that one of the hardest things for me to find, like everyone wants me to review red light therapy devices, like a Juve panel or whatever, a full body panel. I would say over 70 to 80% of them all have such bad flicker. As soon as you put a flicker meter in front of them, they just go nuts. So those are immediately disqualified. I'm having trouble finding enough lights to do a big comparison that don't have high flicker. Why would you buy a red light therapy device that has high flicker? It doesn't make any sense. You are signaling to your skin. You're transmitting the flicker to your skin. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm starting to get pretty hot. This is 30 minutes. I mean, that's enough for me for tonight. I have been river sweating for a while. Oh, there you go. I know I say it, but you can't see it when the lighting in the camera lens and all that stuff, right? Because when my arms and stuff are down, even when you see them right there, you don't get a sense that I'm river sweating. You don't see like the pools of sweat dropping off of me. You don't see everything dropping onto the floor. I don't really know how to film that unless I can do like, I don't know, some type of a GoPro up here. But even then, you don't get it because the lights, you know, kind of highlight the skin. Like this shot right here, it doesn't really look like I'm sweating at all to me in the viewfinder. But I mean, I haven't touched myself. I haven't touched my skin. If I turn the right way, you can see that there is river sweat, river sweat, river sweat. I mean, that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for a surface sweat. We want to build that huge river sweat all over the place, from the elbows, from the backs of the knees to the feet to the legs. And I have shorts on. Like, this is nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. I don't know if you guys can see, but these are... I might as well wear a bathing suit in this dang thing. Anyway, I hope this was helpful for somebody out there. If not, it's just a crazy guy rambling with his shirt off in a sauna. You guys can leave funny comments down below, however you wish. I will check them in a couple of days. If you guys have questions, I'm going to open the door because I'm hot. I'm having a hard time breathing. It's much easier to do these when you're not filming because you don't have to talk. You can sit here and monitor your breath instead of blabbing away like I've been doing. It's not optimal for me. I'm just doing this for you guys tonight. I usually like to relax. I'll listen to meditation tracks in the stereo that's built into the sauna, or I'll put something else on, and you can see I go into that mode. Like I totally relax and just get into it. But wanted to show you, I mean, the door's open now, so the heat's dropping a little bit, but we got 23 minutes left on the clock. We're at 130 degrees. I've had the door open a little bit. Temperature doesn't really matter. Don't buy into the hype. Far infrared. If you want an infrared sauna, far infrared is the way to go. Just focus on far infrared. It's the real workhorse in all the saunas. Near infrared by itself doesn't heat you up. If you want super high heat, just buy a steam sauna. If somebody's trying to sell you on infrared and you really don't want it, you want some type of a traditional dry electric or whatever, just do that. You're going to get great results with either one. One key thing though, like I said earlier, if you just fast forwarded to the end and you weren't able to watch the whole thing, look up the binder stuff. Go on YouTube and type in sauna detox binders. I've got a couple different videos about that. I'm going to be making more. I've been working on a detox kit to make this easier for people. A lot of people get great results with just sauna therapy and introducing a little bit of binders into their life, and it makes a huge, huge difference, especially if you feel ill after a sauna or you have a family member who's struggling to introduce heat therapy or blah, blah, blah. So hope you guys are doing great. Good evening. Welcome to a stellar week. It is Sunday evening. This is in real time. Hopefully this will go out in the morning at 8 a.m. So hope you guys are doing great, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video.